The night was quiet, the kind of peaceful silence that only comes when you've worked hard all your life and finally get to rest in a home you built with your own two hands. I had just finished my evening tea when my phone buzzed. A message from my son, Adam. It simply read, "One need to talk. It's important." I didn't think much of it. He rarely called unless it was about something big. I thought maybe it was about the kids or work. But I couldn't have imagined that this one text would open a wound so deep it would change our relationship forever. The next morning, Adam and his wife, Lily, showed up at my doorstep without notice. I was surprised. They lived nearly 2 hours away. They didn't even wait for me to invite them in. They walked straight through the door, faces tight with something between frustration and expectation. "Mom," Adam began, "I found out how much money you make from your rental properties and investments." My heart skipped a beat. I'd always been careful not to brag or discuss finances, especially not with family. I'd worked decades as a nurse, raised 2 kids on my own after their father left, and every dollar I'd saved was the result of sleepless nights, missed meals, and sacrifices no one saw. I tried to stay calm. "And why does that concern you, Adam?" His tone sharpened. "Because while you're living comfortably, Lily and I are struggling. We can barely pay rent. You've got extra houses sitting empty. Why can't you just give us one? It's not like you need all that money now." Lily chimed in, rolling her eyes dramatically. "Yeah, it's not fair. We're your family. You should want to help." My jaw tightened. "I do help. I helped pay for your wedding, your college, even your first apartment deposit. But giving away a house, that's not how responsibility works." Adam scoffed. "So you're just going to let your own son struggle while you hoard money?" The word hoard hit me like a slap. I wanted to scream. All those nights I'd stayed up worrying about how to feed them, the times I'd skipped new clothes so they could have school supplies. Did none of it matter? They spent the next hour arguing, guilt tripping me, twisting my love into something ugly. I listened quietly, my heart breaking piece by piece. Finally, I stood up and said softly, "Adam, I raised you to be independent. You have 2 healthy hands, an education, and every opportunity I never had. Don't insult that by asking me to undo everything I taught you." He looked at me with anger. "You've changed, Mom. You care more about money than family." That's when I realized it wasn't me who had changed. It was him. After they left, the silence in the house was heavy. I sat on the couch, tears streaming down my face. I wasn't crying because of the money or the demand. I was crying because I realized the boy I had raised to be strong had grown into a man who couldn't see beyond entitlement. Days passed. Adam stopped calling. My daughter, Emma, reached out and told me he'd been ranting online about how his rich mother refused to help. The words stung, but I stayed quiet. I knew that reacting with anger would only deepen the divide. A few months later, life gave him a hard lesson. Adam lost his job. Lily, who'd never worked a day since they married, left him. She said she was tired of being poor. For weeks he didn't contact me, but one afternoon there was a knock at my door. He stood there, thinner, eyes tired, holding a small bag of clothes. No pride left in him, just humility. "Mom," he whispered, voice breaking. "I'm sorry. I was wrong. I thought you owed me something because I'm your son. But now I see you gave me everything already. I just didn't want to do the hard work myself." I hugged him, and we both cried. That night, over dinner, I told him something I'd been waiting years to say. Success isn't about money, Adam. It's about resilience. I didn't build this life by taking. I built it by doing. "And that's what you'll do too." He nodded. From that day, something shifted. He got a part-time job, then a full-time one. Slowly, he began saving again. He even apologized to Emma for the way he'd acted. A year later, Adam came back to visit, with flowers this time. He had a new job, a new apartment, and a humble smile. "Mom," he said, "I wanted to thank you for not giving me what I asked for, but giving me what I needed." I looked at him with pride. "And what's that?" He smiled. "A chance to stand on my own 2 feet. As he left, I realized that sometimes love doesn't mean saying yes. Sometimes it means standing firm, even when your heart is breaking. Because true love doesn't enable weakness. It inspires growth. And that's exactly what happened. My son didn't just find his strength again. He found himself. In the end, I didn't give him a house or money. I gave him something far more valuable. A lesson that will last him a lifetime.